Yo, we back. Second Take Pod. It's been a long time. I know we missed Noah greatly.
Stop looking at me.
Long story short, but we did record a fourth podcast for you all. I know
That's true.
I know we tweeted out, or at least I tweeted out something about how we're going to record soon, and we did.
Yeah, you promised people. I felt so bad when you
I
did
didn't
that.
tell them when.
You said,
I promise.
You said soon. I promise.
Well, my
You're gonna get
timetable
this
is different than
podcast.
others. So yeah, we recorded a fourth podcast. Right before we started recording the podcast, I snapped my microphone in half on accident.
Literally like 15 minutes before.
Yeah. After it took us 2 hours to get the sound going, like the 15 minutes before we started my microphone, I was just trying to turn it and it snapped off the hell handle. So I duct taped for the next 15 minutes.
And it sounded awful.
Yeah, we had my buddy Tate on, and it was just terrible content. We yelled at each other the whole time.
Literally like a good 45 minutes in a row was just, especially Justice and Tate, just yelling at each other. I mean, Khalil wasn't paying attention. Like I went back and listened to it, and there was one particular spot that I went to, and Justice asked Khalil something, and he said, I quote, "Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about what I was thinking about." So I just didn't. I don't think any of us in this group thought that was worthy of posting. It was kind of a dead period, anyways.
Yeah,
Right
for
before
sure.
the podcast, like 20 minutes, I wouldn't even set up my own mic.
Yeah. It's like he didn't want to do it or something.
I had just gotten off of work, so I was like,
forgot
not
about that.
wanting to do anything.
Yeah, I'd only worked that day and, just made a 2-hour drive. It's whatever,
I'm sorry.
Bro, hold up. Shout out Tate, though, real quick, dude. You're completely uninvited from ever coming back to Second Take Pod, but I appreciate you for showing up that one time.
T. Floyd.
T. Floyd in the building. But yeah, so we're back. Preseason has started. NBA is back. I feel like time flew. I don't know about you all. What do y'all think? Time go by quick? And time go by fast?
I was like, is he really asking me?
I'm asking you. Did time go
Yeah,
by fast?
yeah, it has.
Bro, I thought you were asking people that are listening for some reason.
Yeah, because this
Doesn't make any
isn't a
sense.
live stream, actually.
It doesn't make any sense.
Hey, y'all, call-in show. No, it's like as soon as the NFL season starts, as soon as college football season starts, my life kicks back on. It's like
Yeah.
those dead months of summer. As soon as football comes back, I'm good.
Probably
Yeah.
watching
Call of Duty's about to release, man. I'm
But
freaking
football.
pumped. I'm ready to go. Life's just, it comes at you fast.
Khalil and I have done 20 to 30 seasons of 2K.
It is. I'm not proud of it, honestly, but it's what
I'm proud
we've
of
done.
it. I wear it with pride. I tell everybody
It's
about it.
been countless hours of 2K and nothing else.
I remember in the third episode, I said that Khalil beat me twice, and I have more than made up for that in the past couple months.
You know, it's been back and forth. He's been on the heavier side though of winning though.
Probably like 70-30.
I respect a man that will tell the
60-40,
truth.
70-30. 70-30 is right. What?
I said I respect a man that'll tell the truth. That's nice.
Yeah, 70-30.
Way to go, Khalil.
Yeah, so.
Right.
But he has some leagues. There's one league I just couldn't beat him in. So
Oh, was that
Oh, you-
Devin Booker League?
yeah, Devin
Yeah.
Booker just got really good. I don't know where. I deleted it. So
Greens everywhere. Like I'm a 50 at half.
Dude, is it like is T-Mac still a thing? Like in the old?
yeah, we
Old games?
don't usually draft T-Mac. I drafted T-Mac
I
once.
dropped him once as well.
Always trading.
2K,
he's okay.
2K18, T-Mac,
Unreal.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
ridiculous.
Vince Carter, 2K18, Vince Carter.
Dude.
Anyways, so yeah, NBA basketball. I know that's kind of has something to do with it. It's our second failure at talking about 2K. But yeah, so we came here today, and we didn't really know what we were going to talk about, but we kind of have a general idea. We're going to kind of go through like our top 10 in each position, but not from last year. We're making our predictions for at the end of next season. Who's going to be the top 10 in each position?
I think it's really interesting kind of the way it is because it's supposed to be a prediction for, I guess, the 2019-2020 season and what's going to happen. But so I think we all kind of rated because, I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I, based some of it off stats, based some of it on like free agency moves and stuff and just everything like that.
So many factors, honestly.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting to see kind of how we rate
Yeah.
factors. But I guess the main goal is to see who's going to have the better season. And
Right.
that, I think we're all on the same page. It doesn't necessarily mean team success. That plays
agree.
into it a little bit, but it's mainly you can look at somebody and say if their numbers are inflated because they're on a horrible team.
Yeah. A lot of mine, just because of the amount of basketball I watch, it's a lot of it's eye test for me and like how I just see how you affect the floor, but also like the impact you have in your team, statistically what you look like. Like obviously we pull in factors from last season because you can't rate a player without seeing them play. So that's last season, right?
Right.
But for me, it was just like 4 or 5 things that really played into it. But
And no players are included that are going to miss any sort of
yeah,
extended amount of time either.
Extended,
no
so
Oladipo, no Klay Thompson.
no Durant.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, nobody like that.
No Nurkic is on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have made my list.
Say what?
I don't know if
Dude,
Nurkic would have made.
I'm going to go ahead and say
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go and say though, the power forwards and the centers were my hardest.
Really?
Kind of, yeah. I had the hardest time, like getting through maybe 4 to 10.
Small forward after 4, I was.
Sick. Dude, they could all be.
I was sick.
Dude, like jumble them up, put them alphabet soup wherever you want to put them.
Yeah,
So I'm interested to see who all you have in your list, and I don't, or if that even happens.
I know I have one surprise.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
I've
like
got one
it.
surprise.
Y'all want to start at the center or start at the point guard?
I think we'll go point guard and go down.
Cool.
Who,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference. If you didn't get it, I'm sorry.
Cool.
So yeah. So number one, I feel like it should be everybody's number one. But
Yep.
Steph Curry.
Dame. I'm just. No, I'm just kidding. I had Steph Curry number one as well.
Yeah. Clue.
Yeah, Steph Curry.
Okay,
sure.
so we're just gonna move past Steph. I think he's the clear-cut number one.
I think there is something to say though about who has the better season. If you bring in stats and stuff, we don't know what Westbrook is going to be like on the Rockets. I mean, there's potential that, especially because I'm not totally sure if Steph is going to just have a crazy year because Kevin Durant's gone, Klay's hurt, or if he's going to be kind of, man, I don't have the help around me that I need to even, be the same powerhouse.
I think his percentage will go down.
You think so?
His shooting percentage.
Yeah, because his usage has to go up.
Yeah, it's like he's going to shoot way more shots. But I also think D'Angelo, who I think is phenomenal. I love D'Angelo, and I think he'll complement Steph well.
I do too. But you think back to the first part of their dynasty. They had Harrison Barnes there.
Yeah.
Who could they had Iguodala, everybody like that. I think they're really missing that 3 position quite a bit. I don't think Draymond's the same player he was.
I think he's still gonna have a good season though. I mean, putting a lot more pressure on him, and he came back after that terrible first half of the season last year, so I think it'd be really good for him, and he's gonna have a good.
Who's the guard they drafted? Jordan Poole.
Steph.
Yeah,
he looked really good against the Lakers. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Now they didn't look good against the Lakers, but Poole was aggressive and he's quick. You could see him getting off the ball. So I think Poole with some development, I think he'll be good for them to relieve some minutes. I don't even know what the rest of their team looks like. Glenn Robinson, Alec Burks,
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah.
I wrote a tweet that said you like the idea of Willie Cauley-Stein more than you like the player, and I think that's so true.
It's just like 2K for me.
Yeah,
I take him all the time. I gotta get terrible. But so Steph number one. I feel like that was unanimous. Did you even struggle with that?
No. He was the first one I put there. And if one more note on Steph Curry, I'm so excited now that we're gonna be able to see exactly what Steph Curry's about.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like we've been kind of robbed of some of his prime because he was on such a stacked team.
Yeah.
We don't really get to appreciate the player he is.
Well, somebody back to Twitter, somebody tweeted today and they're like, we're really going to see if Steph Curry is really that man or if he was just getting shots because he was riding the backs of Clay and KD.
No,
Steph is really that man.
He's that man.
He's been that man.
We're going to see some of the best of Steph Curry.
So did you have any debate for that clue?
No.
All right, cool. There's not a doubt in my mind that Steph was number
stupid,
one. Now number two, I struggled with.
I didn't.
Between 3 players, I struggled with. So, because a part of me is okay, I know how skilled Kyrie is, and just by watching Kyrie, wow, he is so good at basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know it's hard for you, Celtics guy, to even.
No,
Really?
I don't have any real bones about it for real.
Yeah,
I think if Kemba Walker didn't sign, I might be a little more pissed off about it. But
so you have Kemba over Kyrie. That's crazy,
dude. Okay, so me and Colton were talking about this before you guys got here. And I was going to play that off as a joke, number 2 or number 3. And be like, yeah, I got Kemba Walker. And you guys were like, what? I'm like, no, I'm just joking.
I think I'm the only one who would have absolutely reacted that way. Khalil's pretty level-headed. If I'd heard Kemba before 5, I'd have been like, I probably would have left. Go to number 2. For me, after a long debate, I went Russ.
I also went Russ.
I also went Russ.
I love it, bro. I love it. So, but did you all have any debate? Him and Dame was really hard for me because of what Dame did to him. Because of what Dame did to him.
That matchup was.
No, because mainly I'm basing it off of I think who's gonna have the better season.
Right.
And I think Westbrook puts up better stats. I think he's on a better team. I think I'm so excited to see how him and James Harden work together, and if it's gonna be just an awesome compliment. And it's going to be them just kind of running.
Well, if Harden shoots 5 to 6 1-foot jumpers, then they're going to be screwed.
But you know what? He practices those.
That's fine.
I think it's ugly.
I practice shooting with my left hand all the time, and I can't do it in the game. So, so Russ, it was a debate just because I know what Dame did last year. And them getting to the Western Conference Finals will end up being the greatest accomplishment in Dame's career. Sad enough to say.
That is really sad.
It is because he's good. He's great.
Yeah.
But Russ is just And Russ has spacing for the first time in his career. And we've talked about that before, but like he's going to have a maximum amount of space to work. And with the amount of attention that James Harden drives, imagine James Harden driving, he's kicking, and your closeout is Russell Westbrook.
Man,
but your closeout is not Russell Westbrook for a three. You have to keep him from catching the ball and bouncing.
I really wish Russ got traded to this situation when he was 26 years old.
Oh, yeah,
27.
for
Maybe
For
28,
Yeah.
Because I don't think he has the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's holding himself back from jumping and dunking like he used to, or if he just physically isn't.
It's kind of like those explosive guards like D Wade used to dunk on everybody, and it just takes a wear and tear in your body.
Oh, yeah,
everything you do
while,
is just
man.
like reckless abandon to the rim.
Yeah.
Russ is still that athlete. I mean, he told De'Aaron Fox, "I'm fast." He made sure he knew, like, I'm fast. So I think Russ is going to benefit from playing with James, and I've struggled with this all summer, really thinking about that and like how that's going to work. And
I want to say it
this
won't.
helps him pace himself throughout the season, though.
Yeah.
Just for the playoffs, especially like both of them, because they've always been the number one guy. You got Chris Paul with the Houston Rockets, but this is a good time for them to actually learn how to pace themselves and get ready for the playoffs. And so this could be a really good year for Russ.
Triple double days are over. We think averaging it at
Both
least.
of them averaging a triple. I'm sorry.
I would.
Both
Wow.
of them.
Man, that is so bold.
Let me cut my eyes back and forth. So we put Russ over Dame. We put Russ over Kyrie. So I want you all to tell me why.
I think I've alluded to it. Just the stats, the
Yeah.
situation, the better team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's averaged a triple double 3 years in a row now. I can't pass that up. I can't not include that in my reasoning.
Yeah. I think his defense will spike too because he doesn't have the
Yeah.
offensive dependency on him all the time.
And he's had Adams behind him, but he's got Clint Capella behind him now. I mean,
and the way he's carried his team over the years, it's just shown what kind of player he is.
Yeah.
He's consistent. You know what you're gonna get from.
I think if I put Dame in OKC that year, that KD left, I don't think Dame could do what Russ did, and that's years ago. And I know it's not the same Russ now, but Russ still has that same effect on rosters.
I mean, of course.
Like he's not that explosive.
well, he still
with it.
plays.
Yeah.
It's like with the same energy that I think is mainly responsible for that.
Yeah. And I think the Rockets are going to be scary because of him and James.
I do too.
So yeah.
I think especially if you get in a situation where James and Russ both are getting hot shooting the ball.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
absolutely.
You can take out anybody in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
one good series.
Russ getting hot shooting the ball is a rarity.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
What I need Russ to do is get his free throw percentage back up.
Yeah.
To me, that expands his game so much because then when he gets to the rim, you're like, oh dang, I don't really want to foul him for real. Now it's just like if he gets to the rim, if you hurt him, like if you really give him an elbow and he misses that layup, like there's a good chance he's going 1 for 2 at the line.
And he's not
It's
the
a
best
win-win.
finisher anyway. So like and that was just one of the weirdest things ever. Like free throw line, that big slump.
Yeah, well,
For
it's
the last 2 years.
It's not even a slump. I think it coincides perfectly with whenever they something about a free throw timing rule or how far he used to walk to half court before every single free throw and then walk back, and they won't let him do that anymore. And as soon as that started happening, it's like a direct correlation that is.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
I did know he
throws.
used to walk to half court, but I didn't know that they were like, hey, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
they
I
would-
can't remember if it's a timing rule or if he can't leave like a certain part of the court, but they won't let him do that anymore.
Wow.
And that like I don't know if it's
That's
just his
crazy.
routine and he's so used to that routine.
I bet he's done it his whole life too.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably all that pent up energy. He's like, man, I've got to walk this off or shoot this free throw.
So we went Russ at 2.
Yeah.
Unanimously, we were together 1 and 2.
Yep.
So 3. Noah, who'd you go with?
I've got Kyrie at 3.
Ooh,
Wow.
who'd you get?
Lillard at 3.
I went Dame.
Yeah.
So we have our first little debate, and this is something. So once I got to Russ, I flipped between Dame and Kyrie for so long because of one, what Kyrie did to Boston, not necessarily leaving, but the way that they couldn't play off of Kyrie.
I think that's true, but I think it goes deeper than that. You know, I don't think it's all Kyrie's fault. I don't think Brad Stevens did a great job with him, and I think part of that's because of Kyrie's unwillingness to kind of do what he was supposed to do, kind of play off ball a little bit more.
Yeah.
Didn't really utilize Al Horford,
Which is crazy
and like dribble
because-
handoffs with Al Horford. Like I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that because it would give Kyrie so much opening.
Which is crazy because he played off ball with LeBron all the time.
Yeah.
Like you just, hey, once you get it, score.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
I mean,
I think it was more or less the motion that he was going to have to be dealing with. Where whenever it was with LeBron, I think he was a little more stationary playing off ball. It was like, okay, your turn, give you the ball on the wing, do your thing. Whereas with Boston, especially Brad Stevens, what they did with Isaiah Thomas was a lot of motion, a lot of running off screens, and then coming up with a dribble handoff into the middle of the lane and letting him attack. So I think that's where a lot of that comes from.
I think that Kyrie is way more skilled than Damian Lillard. And I think that Kyrie is probably just as good of a shooter as Damian Lillard. Maybe not from 35 feet, but can probably shoots just as well as Dame.
Yeah.
But I've seen Dame lead a team to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Western Conference Finals. That'd be embarrassing. But back to Kyrie and his situation in Boston, I think Jason Tatum had a big effect on what happened to him. I think Jason Tatum's game changed a lot from his rookie year to his sophomore year.
Dude, so much.
Tatum said that Kobe gave him some bad habits. Did you see that story?
Yeah, it was recent, right? He said it was like the D Kobe.
Yeah,
I think is what they said.
Tatum looked a lot better with Team USA as of moving off the ball.
He's looked better. I know. I think they're playing their second preseason game right now, but from what I've seen, he looked a lot better too. He's actually driving to the cup whenever he has it available.
He's got to get to the line. But
yeah.
And I think that affected Kyrie. Guys not being the players they were supposed to be going into that year really affects Kyrie because it changes his workload that he expected to have.
Did you guys watch his press conference though, with the Nets?
Yeah.
I think that speaks a lot to what you're talking about as well. And there's a lot he has to prove to himself, and he has to get through.
I agree. His afro's back. So.
Oh, that's not a good sign, Nets fans. He's got to cut it. He's got to buzz it, or it's.
But let me get into why I picked Dame over Kyrie, and it's a simple fact that Dame has evolved into a really good playmaker for his teammates, a good passer, respectable. I just think that with the way they have CJ, Kyrie's not going to have that person to distract defenses the way CJ does, to take that load off of him. So next year, I feel like Dame just has the room to work as he always has because of CJ, who is phenomenal. I think we all love CJ here. You like CJ? Yeah. I know Khalil does.
Heck yeah.
I know Khalil loves CJ. Way too slow in 2K. But I just think Dame, the way he played in the playoffs, although he got worse as the playoffs went on, but the way he stepped up to those challenges and he got that team to where they got to, and I think that Whiteside is actually going to help them, especially when Nurkic gets back. I think they're going to be really good. I think the Blazers are scary enough to be a 3 or 4 seed in the West. So it's a lot of competition from 1 to 5. But
I think they're 5 and below.
5 and below?
Yeah.
God, you dirty.
I mean, I think you see a lot of the same things from the Trailblazers that you've seen before. I don't think they're where they need to be a top team in the West. I was looking at this post on Instagram where it had these tiers, and I think they had the Trailblazers at the tier 3, but they were just by themselves. So they were right in the middle. They weren't the worst, but they also weren't the best.
The Trailblazers, not in any sort of the way they play, but just their situation reminds me so much of Memphis in 2011 to 2014, what I like to call purgatory, basketball purgatory.
Yeah.
They're not getting any good high first round draft picks unless they trade for them somehow. But nobody's ever going to pick them to win the West, much less win the finals. And I think a lot of it stems from them not having that 3 position.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Is huge.
Yeah, I think that's since the 80s, if not all of basketball, but especially the 70s and 80s, and beyond, that has to be, if not your best player, he has to be one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
At the small forward to win a title.
And not to toot the horn of Mo Harkless and Al-Farouq Aminu, but they can play.
Yeah, I mean they're not bad, but they're not the same.
They gone now.
They're not they're not what they need to.
Who's even playing the 3 for them this year? Evan Turner's gone.
They drafted Little.
That's right.
Little, yeah. Well, I feel like it's in their best interest to go trade for Kevin Love. So I know he's not a 3, but I think that helps their team so much. Give him Simmons, give him Little. I'm like, hey, here you go,
dude.
Throw in a couple draft picks.
Is there a way they can make a move for Griffin? Is Griffin on the table at all? Yeah.
They got Pau Gasol.
Are they gonna? Are the Pistons gonna trade Blake Griffin? There's been a lot of talk about that ever since they got him.
Derrick Rose thinks that they're going.
Well, Derrick Rose told me the Knicks were a super team. He's us and the Warriors, tough. Yeah. Okay. But I think Dame has more opportunity to advance and has a better roster around him for him to be able to do what he does at a high level. I think Kyrie's going to be asked to do a lot this year. Or he might just chill out. Who really knows?
Well, I just don't know. I think he might be asked to do a lot. I just don't know how much he'll be able to deliver.
I think he's going to be asked to do a lot. I think he's going to deliver. And I think – I'm not saying you're detracting – and let me make this clear too. It was kind of a pick 'em for me Kyrie 3, Dame 4, or Dame 3, Kyrie 4. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have any bones either way,
Yeah.
right? But you talked about CJ being like kind of a way to distract the defense. I think you're kind of undervaluing Dinwiddie. I do too,
Yeah.
a lot. I don't think you're undervaluing, but just in that context, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they had a good team before.
Well, I like
Yeah.
Spence because he can close games. There were times last year where D'Angelo was on the bench at the end of games because Spencer can handle that role.
I like them having Joe Harris to stretch the floor for Kyrie and give him those lanes because, I mean, anywhere free throw, even like just beyond the free throw line and in,
Yeah.
Kyrie is going to be able to do quite a bit. I like Jared Allen a lot.
Caris LeVert.
Yeah.
Is Jared Allen going to start, or are they going to start DeAndre? They paid DeAndre a lot of money to not start him.
Man, I think they make a mistake by not starting Jared Allen.
I think they'll start DeAndre.
I think
'Cause that's
they
Kyrie,
will too.
KD's buddy.
I think they will
I think
too.
he'll start.
But
It's
for the
sad.
Nets program going forward, I think you need to.
Yeah, I agree.
think you should start Allen. But
Did they get? They got Torian Prince too, right?
That's a maybe.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Probably.
I can't speak on that. I'm not
Because-
100%.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna spend time on that. But Torian Prince, I like as well. And
Yeah. I liked him in Atlanta.
Yeah,
A lot.
so I think
They got Wilson Chandler. Did he get in trouble or something?
I have no idea.
I think he got in trouble. But they did get Wilson Chandler. They did get Torian Prince.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was flip flop for me between Dame and Kyrie. I
Yeah.
can't sit here and be like I'm cemented in Damian Lillard is better than Kyrie Irving.
I think it boiled down to I think Kyrie's going to have a little bit higher usage rate than Dame, but he's still got pretty good pieces around him, and so that's why I think he's going to have a better season.
Are they a top 5 seed in the East?
Man, you asked me 2 months ago, I would say yes, and now,
Yeah, it's just tough. It's just tough.
it's really tough. It's really tough.
Especially for that team. Like you just don't know
Mm.
what they look like actually having somebody who can. They've never had Kyrie.
Yeah,
D'Angelo's-
and also, I mean, how is Kyrie going to react to? They go in a bad stretch, and he's like, "Well, let's just wash this season."
right.
Kevin freaking Durant is coming back next
Yeah.
year. You know,
Let me chill out. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of variables with Kyrie. I think
Yeah,
Dame will be there every night the same way he always has been. I think he's got that same competitive mentality as Westbrook does. We just don't see it the way we see Westbrook because he's not that athlete. He can't just run around like that.
right.
But
One thing that made me really sad in this list too, just you had Kyrie at 4, right, Khalil?
Correct.
Okay, so we all had Kyrie in some combination there at 3 and 4. Man, not even having to think about John Wall
right, and that's
really makes me sad.
I love John Wall because
Yeah.
John Wall in 2016 was so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whenever
he'd probably be top 3 on my list.
when he hit that 3 against the Celtics in the Eastern semis or whatever, dude,
Yeah. John's good.
I was so upset. Game 6, man.
He's out all season too, right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
the reports are saying. So before we get into number 5, I want to say this. So I have talked a lot about Ben Simmons. I have said a lot of bad things about Ben Simmons.
Bro, I texted him as soon as I saw the highlight. He hit that 3. He's like, I don't want to talk about it.
So let me tell you something.
Eating crow all
In
season.
the year, so as this season has come into play, Ben Simmons is now shooting 100% from the 3-point line. Let me tell you something. I don't give a flying flip if Ben Simmons is shooting 1 for 1 from
Well,
the 3-point
listen.
line.
I mean, I think it's important to note that I don't think that 100% is sustainable.
But here's my thing, and this is people went, and I told Khalil this. I might have told you this too. Like Ben Simmons, like it should feel bad for you that the whole world lost their mind when you made a 3.
Oh, there was like a crowd view of the Sixers arena when he shot that and made
Lost
that 3.
their
They went
mind.
crazy.
But it's
Okay.
the most irrelevant 3 in NBA history. It's like,
You know the meme where they use the dunk contest
Yes, bro.
responses?
Like
it,
Kobe.
it was literally, and Shaq has the video camera, and he's like freaking out. It was literally that reaction
Yes.
to him hitting one. in the
I
game.
promise it was. And so I say this, and I preface this number 5 comment with this. If Ben Simmons shoots the 3 at a 32% clip, and he shoots the 3 regularly, he is top 3 on my list.
Yeah.
Even if he gets to just a mid range, man, he ain't got to shoot the 3 all the time.
No, I want him to shoot the 3. You got to spread the floor.
Just shoot.
Even
Just
at
like
the mid-range
shoot
area, you're crowding
jumpers.
Embiid.
Just shoot
So,
jumpers.
Yeah, so if Ben Simmons develops that jumper, I just don't see it happening. So that's why my prediction is he's going to be at 5. I don't care if he hit that 1-3. I could care less. Ben Simmons is a 5 because I don't think he's going to develop that much again.
A 5?
He's a 5.
He's
Number
at
5. That's who I had at 5 too. I had
Yeah.
Ben Simmons as well.
You have Ben Simmons at 5. So I don't know if y'all want to spend a lot of time on Ben
Not
Simmons.
really.
Defensive upside is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. He gives you so much production in all three like main categories that you want.
Yeah.
He gets you assists. He gets you rebounds. He gets you like I think 18 points a game or something
Yeah,
like
until the
that.
playoffs come around.
Right. And then he gets schemed out of everything.
Yeah.
But no, I think at the point guard position, having those assist numbers up, not being just like a full-on score-first point guard.
Yeah.
Especially in his situation with Joel Embiid and now Al Horford as well.
Yeah.
I think his assists go up this year. And then having him be able to help with rebounds.
Was he y'all's unanimous 5?
He's trending up though, for real.
I wanted to put
yeah.
a few people over him, and then I looked at his stats, and I was like, I can't with his defense and everything else. So,
Yeah.
I thought about the sixth one, but yeah, he's a unanimous 5.
So I was this close to putting De'Aaron Fox over him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know the viewers can't see this, but my skin is almost touching on my fingers. I just want y'all to know. But I think that Fox is so good, and I think that he's going to grow more and more and more. But Ben Simmons, what he can do on the floor is just ridiculous. As much as I hate him, I hate that he hasn't grown at all. He's got to be my clear-cut number 5.
Yeah.
So,
Good job, man. I'm proud of you.
yeah, thanks.
Took a
dude.
lot, I'm sure.
Dude, he almost got the nod over Kyrie. I'm just kidding. No. So 6. Go ahead, Noah.
I got Kimba.
Ooh,
I got Kimba number
I like
6.
it. Go ahead.
I have Trae Young.
Ooh. Ooh, it's spicing up here. Okay. I figured after 5 on point guards it would get interesting.
Yeah.
So I went De'Aaron Fox. I'll go ahead and state my case for De'Aaron. De'Aaron is going to be a top-level point guard defender for a long time. He already was last year. He's really good. He shot the 3 really well last year, and he's going to do it again this year.
I didn't realize how well he shot the 3 until I looked at the stats this year, because him coming out of college, his like knock on him was that he couldn't shoot the 3.
Yeah.
And he had that horrible workout or something before the draft.
It's hilarious as he was like, he said he had a quote. He was like, all the way up through college, he was like, I could shoot. He was like, I just had a bad year at Kentucky.
Yeah.
But I think that he shoots the 3 comfortably. He's not scared to shoot it. If you leave him open, it's going in. That's just what I think. I think he's dynamic in the open floor. I think he's just as good of a passer. Well, a level below a passer from Trae. So I think what he does on both sides of the ball, I can't deny that because Trae is so bad of a defender. I mean, so bad so bad, like terrible. And Kimba himself is not a very good defender either.
No, not great.
So I just think that, including both sides of the ball and the fact that I think he's going to take a step, I think De'Aaron's probably going to be around 21 and 8, and shoot really well from the field as he does.
Yeah.
Because he's at the rim, he shoots a 3 at a good
What do his
clip.
rebound numbers look like?
Probably 4, but
4.
he's a good guard rebounder.
3.6 maybe.
Yeah,
something
like
like
you
that.
can see him grab it off the glass. So he's a good guard rebounder.
Yeah.
So
He's so
and
fast though. You want him on it.
that's what
like,
I'm saying. You just throw it out and let him run.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do the Westbrook theory, you just clear it out, let him go get it, and then he can run.
I'd rather
I
have
don't even
him.
know if that worked.
I'd rather have him almost to half court
Yeah,
by the
me
time he
too.
touches the ball. Personally.
And even in a half court setting, he just applies so much pressure because once he gets off the screen, if you're not there, it's just immediately to the rim.
Yeah.
So I just think the upside for De'Aaron is ridiculously high, and I think he's going to take another step. So
That's fair. For me, I put Kimba there almost solely on the scoring production that he provides. Like, what did he average last year? Like 26, right? Yeah. I just can't, I can't give the nod to somebody else whenever dude's coming off. And he's always there, 82 games, He's got, I think, good leadership, being like his 10th year or something like that in the league, So that's mainly where mine comes from. And I can see De'Aaron Fox being there, but I like Kimba personally.
So
I also tried to remove all bias as well whenever I come up with these lists.
Guys.
Kentucky guys and Celtics guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really try to.
Yeah. I for Kimba, I just think that there's no chance he averages 26 again with the Celtics just because he has an array of talent around him that he didn't have in Charlotte.
That's fair.
He's not going to have the ball in his hands. I don't know how much you all watched the Hornets last year. I didn't watch them a ton. I probably watched 5 or 6 Hornets games. And Kimba has the ball in his hands a ridiculous amount.
I think the main playmaker on this team is going to be Gordon Hayward. I think he's going to be the one running the offense.
Is that why you
That's why you
him
drafted him
so early?
That's why you drafted him in fantasy.
That was almost a mistake, but yeah, I believe he's gonna have a pretty good
Is he
year.
even gonna start?
Yeah.
As soon as
Really?
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Where's he gonna start at?
3.
The 3?
Who's the
Yeah.
4?
Who's coming off the bench? Jalen?
No, Jalen's a 2.
Who's 4?
Marcus Smart's not gonna start?
No,
Y'all's defense is gonna be trash.
Tatum.
Cool.
Yeah.
Y'all's defense is gonna be terrible.
Yeah. I don't think Cantor's starting.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I don't think Cantor's starting.
Williams?
No, it's either Williams
Taco?
or Tice. Daniel
Ah,
Tice.
Dang. No Taco?
No.
Taco looked okay in preseason.
Dude.
Don't get me wrong.
I just
dude.
want him to be signed so bad.
Brad said he'll be in the league for a long time, so I believe that he'll get something. It might be a two-way, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I
Celtics
just
like to do that. Send everybody to the Red Claws.
Don't they?
Oh my God, just let him play.
Is Langford going to be any good?
I don't know. Dude, okay, if I'm being honest, I desperately wanted Tyler Hero to drop one more spot.
Yeah.
I can remember I was
You were talking about that.
I was outside somewhere doing something and I was watching the draft on my phone. I was like, oh, Hero's still there. It was like pick 11, Hero's still there. 12, Hero's still there. 13 is the Heat, 14 is the Celtics. Hero goes. I'm like, no. and then I knew they were going to take Langford. And who knows? I think Langford has the higher ceiling with those two.
Yeah. Just
But
based off what he was coming out of high school,
right, yeah, but
and that he was hurt at Indiana.
but the floor is so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that, like I said, Dikembe, I just don't think his production is going to be the same. His role is going to be a lot different. Ball's not going to be in his hands as much. He's not going to be asked to do as much.
My thing is that
So
I think Brad Stevens is really good with point guards.
yeah,
Like
sure.
I think if Kemba Walker can accept the role that Isaiah Thomas did, maybe not the role, but the way the motion offense I was talking about earlier, I
Yeah.
think he'd be willing to do that.
I mean, Isaiah Thomas got 30 off of that.
I mean, Kyrie put up
System,
great numbers
so-
there.
He put up awesome numbers, and he didn't even play to the system.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I mean?
we're assuming that Tatum's actually going to get better this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Like he can't do it again, or they just like then it becomes really questionable
Yeah.
over like what we think
It does.
Tatum will be. Because I think he's going to be a star in this league.
I do too.
Hope so.
He's just got to quit shooting up contested fadeaways all the time.
Man, it's like it's awesome to have that in your bag
Yeah.
for when you need to pull it out
Yeah.
because he can hit them okay like whenever it's not forced
Yeah.
and his usage isn't like mainly contested mid rangers.
Yeah.
But man, he's so long. It's like why would you not
Right.
go the whole? And also, just while we're on the topic, I wish somebody would like lock him in a gym and duct tape his right hand behind his back and make him shoot a left-handed layup for like 2 months.
That's all over the league now, though, bro.
Dude, it's really bad.
People
Tatum.
love using their right hands now.
Man, the announcers for the Celtics were like, man, that was such a cool move, you know, where he kind of blocks with his shoulder and shoots with his right hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it wasn't cool because he just can't do it with his left hand.
Yeah. Well, dang, Jason, you just caught some slack real quick from the Celtics guy. So I need to hear the case for Trey before we move
Trey,
on.
Yeah, I got to hear this too.
Hey, Hawks to the playoffs, baby, right?
Yes, I mean, hey, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that.
No, I think they added a lot of good pieces. You know, talk about John Collins, and he had a great season last year.
John Collins fan club over here, bro.
Honestly, I had no idea, but he had a great season last year. Trey finished at 19-8, which is very solid for a rookie point
After
guard.
All-Star break, he was like 23-9, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
like
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's
Like,
pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
how hard it is for guards to transition into the NBA. So he had a great season after the All-Star break. So Hawks are in the East. I think Trey has a really big season as far as a sophomore is concerned. So I think Trey can really progress a lot in the role he's in. Like kind of really just being number one guy, especially with a lot more talent around him. Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins.
You had a
Cam
point of view.
Reddish,
Cam Reddish thing, huh?
I will say this. I think I was really biased about Trae Young's age, but him just coming off his rookie year. I was hesitant to say, okay, is this what he is, or is this like a flash in the pan where he gets some more people around him? How does it work? Where they figure out, and then also like Justice alluded to earlier, just the defensive impact is really a big deal.
Yeah,
that's if you're putting up 23 points a game after the All-Star break, like that's great, but how many like points responsible are you for on the other team's end?
I saw somebody compare him to Steph defensively, and I was like, well, first of all, Steph is 6'4".
Yeah,
He's not. Trey is 6'1" on his best day.
I think that's pretty tall for him too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's generous. So I'm saying Steph is much bigger. Steph's got the muscle on him. Steph jumps passing lanes well.
I'll say this: up to a couple years ago, I think Steph was a really underrated defender.
I'm not going to say all that. You still have to hide him.
No, I think up to a couple years ago, I don't think he was that bad of a defender.
He moves his feet well. I mean, he's a guard. But I'm just saying.
And I also love, we've talked about it before on this podcast, but how he is actually willing to say, yo, I need help. Somebody take this from me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like that's what I would want.
Yeah. So, I mean, Trey's great, and you know I'm a Trey fan.
I'm with that. Yeah.
I think Trey can make a bid for an All-Star game. I'm being dead serious, just because he has a big fan base. People like Trey. I just think that at the end of the day, I think Fox being dynamic on both sides of the floor
puts him over the top.
Yeah. But you had Trey a lot higher than I did.
Did I?
Like much higher than I did.
Oh, okay.
You had him a lot higher than I did.
Yeah. Trey almost didn't make my list, but then I remembered how good he was. I was like, well, I have to put him on here somewhere, right? So 6, I don't think I can go back and forth with De'Aaron and Kemba. I can't really waver for Trey. I'll be honest with you. Just defense is so important to me, and Kemba's Kemba's effect offensively has been higher than most guards in the NBA. So like I can't.
Oh, he's been ridiculous.
Yeah, I just can't discredit that right now. So 7, I went Kemba.
I got De'Aaron.
Okay, so we'll even take that out. Go ahead. Fox. Okay, we'll take 7 out. That's just a wash, right? We can just let that be. 8, I went Mike Conley.
I went Kemba.
I got Jamal Murray.
Ooh,
that was a surprise. What?
Dude, I'm like so.
Did you watch him last year?
I'm so big on Jamal Murray, man, with like what he did in a lot of the playoffs.
What he did in a lot of the playoffs was miss a lot of shots.
Dude, I think.
Well, he's inconsistent. You know,
he's inconsistent, but I think whenever
he catches fire.
Yeah, I'm just really big on Jamal Murray. I really like him. I like have this weird crush on the Nuggets for whatever reason.
I love the Nuggets.
Dude, it's
Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant is going to be big time, bro.
Dude, all-star bid. No, no, I don't know. That's just kind of where he fell for me.
Can you please make a case for me for Jamal Murray over Mike Conley? Like, what does he even do better than?
Dude, I'm going to surprise you after this. So, I mean, I can't go Mike Conley just yet. I think Mike Conley's usage goes way down on like what we're expecting from him just because he's going to be with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where my thinking went.
My thing is, how much better is that team going to be because of Mike Conley?
Yeah, I mean, I think they
value at this point. I mean, but
I use, like I said, I use a lot of things in mind. Right. Jamal Murray will have the numbers over Mike Conley.
Right. And see, I think I went probably more what numbers I expected was more important to me. Mm-hmm. And also, I think that it's like, how much can we say that Mike Conley is responsible for the jump in Utah's in their improvement when we don't know? It's like, okay, or is it how much better Donovan Mitchell is? You know, he played Team USA. I also think Mike Conley's getting older as well.
Mike Conley was better last year than he's been years before then. So
Murray is a big part of Denver though. Like he's really good at Denver. He's really good for them and what he does. He's providing a lot of scoring, even if it's.
I just want to say
efficient, but
that in the playoffs last year, it turned into Donovan Mitchell pick and roll every possession because they had nothing else to do.
Right. Yeah.
Mike Conley alone will open up Donovan Mitchell's game. But Mike Conley alone will give them another option. Mike Conley can score.
But okay, I guess maybe another way to rephrase what I meant was, could you drop in somebody for Mike Conley, another like pretty decent point guard, and get the same?
I don't think I could drop in Jamal Murray and that team being good.
Well, I also agree because I think Jamal Murray really
just wants to shoot.
He wants to shoot, and I think he plays off of Jokic so much.
Yeah.
Whereas that wouldn't really work with Donovan Mitchell. Him kind of doing. I'm saying, what could you drop in another?
I don't know if there's a better point guard for them than Mike Conley.
I mean,
I agree with that.
It's a definite upgrade than like from Ricky Rubio.
But I think it's the best point guard for that team. I don't think there's another.
Rubio's my number 10.
Shut
up. Joking.
I don't know. My mouth dropped. I don't think there's another point guard in the league who's better for the Jazz than Mike Conley.
Yeah.
So I just think that his fit is perfect. I think what he brings to that team, the ability to shoot the ball because he shoots the ball really well. He's great in the mid-range. He's one of the best pick-and-roll point guards in the league, and he's still a really good defender. And Jamal Murray still doesn't guard nobody.
I really like Jamal Murray.
I love that you like Jamal Murray because I like Jamal Murray. I like the Nuggets.
Murray's an interesting. I thought about Murray for a little bit, but there's just so
he
many
didn't make my
cards.
list. So
it's an interesting one.
Did he make your list?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't make my list. No. But I appreciate you for being bold.
He's like
who was yours?
Also, okay.
Or is it 8? Were we at 8?
Yeah, we're at 8.
Oh, Kemba Walker.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That's
low, but okay.
I also want to point out, just for future podcast episodes, we are not married to these ideas. I made sure before we made this list, I asked, and they said we are not married to this idea.
You texted the group message, are we married to these? Because I'm about to say some stuff. But, no, we're not married to these. And obviously, like, these are predictions. So, like, later in the season, Jamal Murray's averaging 28. I'm like, wow, I should really put my foot in my mouth on that one. Like, it just is what it is. If Ben Simmons ends up shooting threes, cool. Like,
Well, you got that one covered.
Yeah.
You mentioned that.
Yeah. So, like, we're not married to this. This is just predictions. This is what we think. And I just think that Jamal Murray doesn't guard anybody. And
he's really, like you said, inconsistent, really hot and cold. I think if he can get a little bit of that out of him, I think, man, it'll just be really cool to see what Michael Porter Jr. does for that team as well. Maybe not this season, but going forward, it maybe rein Jamal Murray in a little bit to play more of a point guard rather than whatever he's playing right now.
Yeah. See, earlier in the year, I know I picked Michael Porter Jr. as my rookie of the year. I just think that his role is not going to be big enough
I agree.
to get that.
Not
but
yet.
I think as of being that player, I think he'll be the best player in his first year.
Hey, hit that step back, though.
No, he's cold.
I'm so excited.
There's no debate that Michael Porter Jr. is
I'm so
cold. He's a
excited.
bad man. I think Mike is high IQ, plays with probably the best pace in the NBA for a point guard outside of Chris Paul. Just the way he maneuvers in a half court set. So, and he's got history playing with all kinds of talent, different types and bigs and stuff like that. So I think Gobert will benefit from him as well.
Yep.
So So moving on to 9, I had Trey.
I got Mike Conley.
Okay.
I've been going back and forth with these, the 9 and 10. So my 9 is Russell. D'Angelo Russell, obviously.
He didn't make your list, did he?
No, he didn't.
I knew it.
He had a pretty big season last year, and then my 10 would be Mike Conley, though. So it's just like so back and forth with these two.
Yeah.
You can see Russell really thriving in his spot in Golden State. Maybe in a different way Clay provided. I mean, Clay was pretty huge, obviously, but this is a big opportunity for D'Angelo Russell. Being a number 2 guy, and I think he'll provide a lot for the Warriors. Hopefully.
I want to say that Trey, if I was just basing this on pure offensive ability, Trey would probably be top 6 for me, maybe top 5.
Yeah.
But because it's not, and there are two sides of the ball, I had to drop him down.
Yeah.
Every guy in front of him is a better defender than him. Almost every point guard in the league is a
Yeah,
better
that's what I was
defender
about to say.
than him. So
I guess Isaiah Thomas is still in the league with the Wizards. But my number 10.
Number 10. But 10, I had D'Angelo Russell. So you're not going to get any debate from me. I just don't know what his role is going to look like yet. I don't know how he fits. So it was a hard prediction for me, but I know what he was last year, and he was impressive.
Yeah, he was. I don't think he fits in I don't think he's going to be able to do the same thing he was. My number 10, I'm buying Lonzo Ballstock.
Ooh,
I think he's.
Thought about that too. I like.
Oh, I'm happy. Listen, bro, I love Lonzo.
Yeah, I think he's kind of similar to Ben Simmons. From a point guard, I really, really value assist and rebound numbers and defensive ability quite a bit. Not as much their scoring. I mean, I think Lonzo can average 12, 8, and 7 next year, or maybe more.
7 boards is gonna be tough, but yeah.
I can see it. Doable though. He's a great.
Yeah.
And then his defensive impact is just insane.
Yeah.
I think
and Drew are going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the team he has around him, oh my god.
It's going to be so much fun to watch too, and I think maybe that's what pulled me in. So
yeah.
I really, if I'm being honest, I wanted to put Lonzo at 9 and put Conley at 10, but I was like, no, I can't.
But do you genuinely think that Lonzo's better than D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. From a point guard perspective. From a point guard perspective.
Well, D'Angelo's a great passer too.
Yeah,
he's just never been asked to do that.
Yeah. He was known for passing coming out.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah. Do you remember that spin pass he had at Ohio State?
From 30 feet, where dude blew the layup. Listen. Everybody knows I'm a D'Angelo Russell stan. He's my header on Twitter. I love D'Angelo Russell, and I love Lonzo too. I've never missed an episode of Ball in the Family.
I have missed several episodes.
None.
I've actually missed all of them.
Well, I'm a big LaMelo guy too. But I listened to the Josh Hart podcast on the way up here with Lonzo in it. So I'm a big Lonzo guy. He hasn't been impressive for 2 years.
I think he's been hurt.
He has been hurt, and I'm happy for him to be in a flow and a rhythm. And I think I've battled for him on Twitter because he's one of the best defensive guards in the league.
I think also he talked about this on somewhere about his expectations and his ability to play with LeBron was almost maybe the pressure got to him a little bit. And it's not like he performed bad when he was out there
right.
either, but
He's better with the ball in his hands too.
Way better with the ball in his hands, and I just don't think it worked with LeBron like we would have hoped.
Hey, I can play 2K tonight. In fact, we can do like a regular my league, and I can play with the Pelicans.
All right, cool. We'll do that.
Bet. They didn't need to hear that anyway.
I know.
Are we cool on point guards? You want to go to the twos now?
Yeah, we need to. We're kind of.
Yeah, we're pushing it.
Yeah, we are
Speed it
pushing
up.
it.
Yeah, we'll speed it up. So shooting guard unanimous. Number 1 is James Harden.
Paul
George.
I'm just, I was joking too.
Okay, cool.
I was like, man, maybe.
Glad
James Harden for sure.
So we're not even going to talk about that. He's
%.
far and away the best offensive weapon in the NBA. It just is what it is. Number 2, I went Paul George.
I did too.
Same.
He's not a 2 typically, but he's been a 2 at a long.
Is Kawhi going to play the 4 and Paul George play the 3?
I don't want to see that.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I do
But if
not.
they do, they do. That's
What's their
fine.
starting lineup look like then?
Pat Bev,
Paul George,
Kawhi.
They have Harold playing the 5 probably.
See?
Zubac's probably going to start.
Okay. So,
Harold Zubac. I don't think they're going to keep them off the bench this year. Harold brings too much energy from a defensive standpoint. He can guard the 4. So
Yeah.
that's if I was him, that's what I would do. But
That's what they did last year.
if they want to start Landry,
Or they had Harold at the 5 last year.
yeah. If they want to start Landry Shamet, I hope they play Montrezl Harrell at the 5 against the Lakers. I cannot wait.
maybe they'll start Patrick.
Or the
Patterson.
4, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Harkless also. They have Harkless. They
Yeah.
put him at the 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
so
what.
that's iffy. We can't really predict lineups, but Kawhi is the 3, and to me, Paul George is the 2. And
That's fair.
he's played 2 in his career.
Yeah.
So pre Danny Granger getting hurt. So yeah, Paul George.
Why are we mad?
Yeah, how's the thing? It jerks. You heartless animals. But I think Paul George is clear cut over Jimmy Butler. I think he's a better defender, which is Jimmy's niche, is that he's a defender.
Like I said, I've got Jimmy Butler as a small forward.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
I've got Jimmy as a 2.
Yeah, who do you have starting at 2 in Miami?
Hero?
Probably, yeah.
You think Hero's gonna start?
I think so, yeah.
I don't
Pretty
know.
quickly, and it was also based off last season as
Yeah.
well.
I
He
mean,
played the 3 with Philadelphia, so I put him as the 3.
I mean, they got Justice Winslow as well.
Yeah, Winslow's the 1 for them more often than not.
Yeah.
But if you're being technical, Dragic, Winslow, Jimmy,
Yeah.
and they're going to start Justice.
Yeah.
So if anything, they'll move Dragic to the bench or trade him.
Yeah.
Trade him.
They've been trying to.
They've been trying to trade him for like 2 years.
Yes.
Gotta get Chris Paul, man.
You're not going to hear me say nothing bad
hands
about
off.
for Chris Paul. All right, dude. Paul George clear cut over Jimmy Butler. We agree.
Yeah. So
I
Jimmy
can't
Butler-
speak on that because
Yeah, you didn't
I've
have
got
him in there.
yeah.
Okay. So
Who's your 3?
do you have Jimmy Butler at 3?
Yeah.
My number 3 is Brad Bill.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
We can talk about that. So I had 2 guys over Bradley Beal.
Okay.
So I had Booker and Drew Holiday over Bradley Beal.
Would you have put Butler over Bradley Beal though?
Man, I really like Bradley Beal, but yeah,
Me
I'd
too.
probably put Jimmy Butler over him.
No, Brad Bill's
I love Brad.
definitely top
I just-
5.
Yeah.
Listen, because of Booker's situation, I don't think he's going to get the love he deserves on this. But Booker is ridiculously good.
I've got Booker at 4.
Same.
Okay, I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Me too.
So I'm glad we all went pretty high on Booker because Booker's 4 on mine behind Jimmy. But you think Bill is better than Booker?
Yeah, I do. Because I think we're going to see Brad Beal's numbers go crazy this year with the team that he has around him. I think I think Booker probably has a better team in the Suns than Brad Beal has
Crazy
with
to
the
say.
Wizards.
Isn't that stupid?
Crazy.
Yeah. Although I don't like the Suns getting rid of T.J. Warren at all.
Pacers got a steal on that dude.
Yeah, they did.
He can hold it down while Oladipo's gone. He can literally score
He can.
like that.
It's like, man, you guys were so close. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Could have been respectable.
Seriously.
But no, and like the age might play into it as well.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I said, a pick 'em as well. You could say Devin Booker at 3, Brad Beal at 4, and I wouldn't be upset.
He's still young though.
Yeah, he's like 26.
So I think
Right.
Booker's going to be top 3 in the league in scoring next year. So
I think he has a lot to improve on, but yeah, he's definitely
he
at 4.
played a lot of point guard for them last year and was
Right.
really good at it, as did Bradley, who was really good at it.
Yeah.
Rubio, right?
Yeah, they got Rubio. So and I think he's going to get more open looks. I think DeAndre's going to take a step. I mean, he has to, right?
Right.
Great
He
rookie
wasn't
year.
bad
No,
last
he
year
had
either.
a great rookie year.
Yeah,
He had
he's-
normal rookie year.
Yeah.
He is the rookie of the year. Shout out Luka and Trey. Y'all are phenomenal. So, yeah, I can see Bradley over Booker. I can't even really argue against that. My personal preference is Booker.
Yeah.
I just think Booker's better. Tougher conference, obviously. But, yeah. So, 5, I went Drew. And By the way, I think Bill and Booker are a wash on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Like they both kind of suck, but they're not terrible. Like
I think Bill's a little bit better.
No, Bill's
Yeah.
better. Yeah, Bill's definitely better.
They have size, so they
Yeah.
can use it. I mean, Bill's what 6'6",
Yeah.
6'5", probably.
I think he's 6'4".
6'4". Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
He's like 6'4", 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We'll see
I
what
think
the
he's
realistic
a
height
little
comes
bit
out.
stronger. I think he's got more athletic of a body than
Yeah.
Devin Booker does.
Yeah. So yeah, I went Drew at 5 over Bradley.
Man,
I went Bradley at 5.
You went Bradley at 5.
Yeah.
Drew is such a menace, dude.
I've got DeMar DeRozan at 5.
I had Drew high and he slid. You
Yeah.
had DeRozan?
Yeah.
Bro, first of all, when I first made my list, DeMar DeRozan was at 3. And I was like,
What?
I'm an idiot. I had to look at it, and I was like, you cannot shoot the 3 at all. So,
Dude, I think it goes back to how I value like things other than scoring.
Yeah.
And that might be dumb for a shooting guard position. But I don't know. I like DeRozan at 5.
I appreciate that. I mean, I'm a DeRozan fan. I
Yeah, yeah.
I want to take him in 2K every time, but he's like a 41.
I remember one time me and Khalil were playing 2K and DeRozan just went crazy from 3.
bro,
I don't know if you remember that. He was making everything and it pissed me off so bad. Like it's just
I
ridiculous.
had him, right?
Yeah, you
He
had
was
him.
going nuts.
Yeah.
So, anyways, because Drew is so probably to me the best guard defender in the league, the best defensive guard in the league, it's just an easy choice for me.
I just think Drew's like production goes pretty down.
You think so, really? He
Yeah,
had his best
I do.
season ever last year.
I think it goes down this year.
DeMar here.
You know the ESPY's clip with Drake, and he's like, and it's
Oh,
Will
yeah.
Ferrell.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, what's your name? Damar.
DeMar here. That's all I
But yeah, I mean, I can see Drew's numbers going down
Yeah.
just because of the talent that's around
And
him.
I think Alvin Gentry is going to be focused on youth, even if he doesn't want to admit that.
I think everyone has basically said it's Drew's team. Every player who they've talked to, like, this is Drew's team.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing you say.
But it is. How is it not?
We gonna see.
He's the best scoring option they have right now, outside of Brandon. He's probably still a better scoring option than Brandon. So, I just think, and what he does on the opposite side of the floor is just ridiculous.
Mhm.
And you can't even ask Damian Lillard what he thinks about Drew Holiday on the defensive side of the ball. Ask CJ McCollum what he thinks about Drew Holiday on that side of the ball. I'm just saying, from what he did, his whole career defensively, all the way up to next year is not going to see a slide. He had his best scoring season ever last year. Shot better from the field than he ever has last year. So moving on, I don't see that changing a lot besides his scoring numbers. And his efficiency will be up because he has more people around him. He played a lot of last season without Anthony Davis. So
I had Drew high at first, but he kind of slid for me a little bit once I started thinking of some more players. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, though. He's a big player.
Who's your 5, Khalil?
My five is Bradley Beal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you said Drew yet?
no,
No, I haven't said
Yeah.
Drew yet.
he slid. You haven't
Yeah,
said Drew yet either. All right, so moving past 5, 6, I had Bradley Beal.
There's a little bias in here, but I have CJ McCollum at 6.
I can't. I mean, I'm not mad at
Yeah.
I got Donovan Mitchell at 6.
that. Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
he looks so good for USA.
Yeah, he did.
The big Kemba couldn't get the ball out of his hands.
I think it's like
Celtics. Yeah.
I don't know. I think Donovan Mitchell's just going nowhere but up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So
But Booker's not.
I mean, he's ranked above him, right?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
For real, hey, did you see CJ McCollum in the playoffs though last year?
Yeah,
That
no,
was
CJ's
just-
a phenomenal
that was
closer.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
CJ's a phenomenal closer.
7.
You had CJ over Drew?
Yeah.
I've also got CJ at 7 over Drew.
I have Mitchell.
Y'all are
at
hurting
7.
my heart. Y'all are attesting to the Drew being the most underrated player in the NBA right now. Y'all are living, breathing proof. But it's okay.
I have Mitchell at 7 though. I want to see him take a step, and I don't know if he's going to take that step this season. But I want to
think
see him
he
take
will.
a step before I put him in that top 5 or 6 or so.
I'm really glad you had that combination of CJ and Donovan because when Justice was talking just now and I put DeMar in there, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to lie and say that Drew's higher. And I was like, no, I'm sticking to my list.
Yeah, I went
He's
Brad.
making a lot of sense right now.
I went Brad CJ. After Drew, I went Bradley Beal and then CJ.
And I
6
want
and 7, right?
CJ to be so much higher than 7 for me
Yeah.
because I love his game. I love how smooth he is. I love the team he plays for. I like the dude, just who he is in general.
Yeah, great
But-
podcast.
And his role is just incredible in what he does for that team.
Yeah.
So relieving so much pressure for Lillard and doing it in such a efficient way.
Yeah, and then 8, I went Donovan Mitchell. and that is subject to change. I think by the end of the season, Donovan Mitchell could easily be top 5.
Same.
That's how good he is. I'm just saying, my prediction is that he's not going to take that big of a step to where I'm like, your impact is greater than Drew Holiday.
That's why I have him at 7.
I've got.
I had to go back to Drew.
I've got Drew Holiday at 8.
Okay.
I also have Drew at 8.
Okay. Wow, look at you all. That's sweet. And then 9, I had Zach LaVine.
I did too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know if he's going to make your all's list. So 10, I went back and forth between Buddy Hield and Lou Williams for a long time.
I just put. I went with Buddy Hield. That's who I went.
DeMar.
Yeah, DeMar didn't make mine. I told you he was at 3 for me at one point.
Well, like
That's how to take him off, dude.
Is it just because of the 3?
No. I just
what's his hole then? Not
probably
other
11.
than 3.
Probably, huh?
No, like what's your knock against
so
him?
my hold on DeMar is not that he can't shoot the 3 ball because he's made a career out of not being able to shoot the 3. That's fine.
Right.
He's streaky too. At the beginning of last season, he shot the 3 really well. I think that team has gotten better. DeJounte comes back. I think his role changes a lot. He's not gonna have the ball in his hands like he did last year. I don't know if I realized DeMar played point guard for them a lot last year.
Mm-hmm.
Derek White's gonna take another step.
Derek White, yeah.
That offense still kind of runs through LaMarcus. I just for me it's just like DeMar's role is gonna change drastically to me. I mean he'll still get his 20. That's what he does. He's a scorer. I think he's a worse defender than what he should be for what his athletic ability is.
True.
I think he lacks basketball IQ, but I think he's one of the best tough shot makers in the NBA as well, though.
I'm just interested to see what Buddy Hield's going to do after his season from last year.
Buddy Hield was so impressive
last
year.
I don't know how he's going to go up, though, or what it's going to look like. So I'm kind of interested in that before I put him in the top 10 for shooting guards.
I'm not saying Buddy Hield takes a big jump, but I think he's the same player he was last year, if not just a little bit better.
I think it's good enough to be in top 10.
Yeah.
With the shooting guards right here now. That's okay.
So
I kind of feel disrespectful to Lou Williams, though.
Me too, dude. I hate that.
I think there's a lot of bias just because he comes off the bench, so we don't think of it,
He crossed my mind for 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dang, bro, I just can't.
I mean, you put him there.
Lou can't guard a soul.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you just put a scorer off the bench?
Yeah, Lou cannot guard a soul.
He almost gets his own, little category.
Yeah.
He is number 1 at what he does.
Yes, he's the best. He's the absolute best at what he does.
But
professional scorer.
Yeah, but just
not even a basketball
tuck
player.
that away and put it on his own thing.
Yeah.
Include him in any other list.
Yeah, we'll do a 6-man list sometime.
Yeah.
But
it's 1 of 1.
We're cool on shooting guard.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm cool.
We flew through that one a lot faster than point guard. But
let's do this one.
All right, small forward. After 3, it's not that easy anymore.
It's not after 4. It's not easy.
Okay, that's true.
After 4.
So 1, I went LeBron.
Yep.
I went Giannis at 1.
Fair. That's okay. That's fine.
2, I went Giannis.
I went LeBron.
Okay. And then 3, I went Kawhi.
Me too.
Yep.
I'm glad we agree on that. I'm going to get some slack from some of my friends for that. I'm just like, Giannis is so great. I've told him multiple times over the past week, his ceiling is literally the best player to ever play.
Well, if we're looking by our standards of what we're going to look at for next season and just what they're going to do for the teams and being a better player, Giannis is on a nice trajectory. So
the greatest trajectory.
Dude, because there's nobody to compare him to.
He's been in the league for so long.
Yeah, and he's 24.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like a couple months older than Colton.
Isn't that crazy?
Dude, it's weird. I can remember being a freshman in college and Colton being like, yeah, he's been in the league for 2 years or something. He's a year older than me. And I'm like, how?
Oh man. All right, so 4 is Luka.
Yeah.
No, I put Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
4.
Yeah,
Jimmy. I would take Luka over Jimmy, by the way.
Also take Luka
but
over Jimmy.
I get it. Defense matters.
Yeah.
But I think Luka's slimmed down. I think he's gonna be a lot better on defense this year. 5, I went Chris Middleton.
I have Luka.
Thank you. I was scared you were going to put him at your 5 for some reason, but yeah, you're smart. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I trust in you.
Yeah. Chris Middleton's at my 5.
Not your 5?
He is my 5.
6, I went Tobias Harris.
Yep.
I got Tobias Harris too.
Cool. 7, I went Bogdanovich.
I went Ingram.
I got Middleton.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do Ingram too.
Yeah, I think his role is gonna really.
Yeah, I talked that into you last night when we talked about
a little bit, honestly. But looking at that team, he can really take some strides there, and he took strides last season.
Yeah,
he was hooping.
The one question he asked me last night when we were talking about this, he was like, "How are you gonna explain Ingram over Tatum?" And I was like, "He closes games, and he's been closing games." And I was like, "And he's already probably got the same repertoire.
And it sucks for Tatum just because of that coming off that last season. Like, he can't be higher on this list just because of last season, basically.
Yeah.
And his numbers spiked, though. His points per game went up. His rebounds went up, right? Field goal percentage is about the same. He scored more last year.
No, his percentages are definitely down.
Oh, they're down? Okay.
His
three was definitely down.
Yeah, his rookie year, his 3-point percentage was like, where did this come from?
Top 5 in the league, wasn't it?
Yeah, at one point he was like leading the league.
Yeah.
At one point.
So you hope for a little bit more for Tatum, but we'll see what happens.
So after Bogdanovich, I went Ingram.
I went Tatum actually at 8, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got Tatum at 8.
So I went Gallinari before Tatum.
Gallinari did not make my list.
That hurts me. Gallinari
Solid,
though.
Gallinari's at 9.
I just think Gallinari's role with the Clippers is literally just going to be, hey, go get me a bucket. And I think he's going to play really well off of Chris. And in any screen and pop scenario, he's still the big body.
Yeah.
He catches it at 15 feet. And he's going to score.
Yeah, he gets buckets, man.
Yeah,
Surprisingly so.
He was really good last year. Like, really good.
Yeah, look, have you seen his stats, though, Noah? Gallinari's? Like, they're solid. They're just solid.
Yeah, I mean, I believe they're solid.
Yeah,
but
they're really good. Like, they would make you think, oh, he might need to be in the top 10. Maybe.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, after Gallinari, I went Tatum. I'm sorry.
Where's Tatum at for you?
That would put Tatum at
9,
9.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
No, I've got Brandon Ingram, so.
Okay.
Bogdanovich for my 10.
I don't even want to talk about the small fours. It's just such a terrible list.
10, I had Aaron Gordon.
10, I had Otto Porter Jr.
I like that. I thought about Aaron Gordon today. I don't know. I didn't know where I would put him at 3 or 4, but I did like Aaron Gordon.
Well, you made your list on the way here. 10, 10, I had Otto Porter Jr. Sorry.
Hey man, it's been a week.
You spend 6 hours at my house, but you can't make a list. 2K Sims take at least 20 minutes.
We were busy.
We don't even speak when he's at my house. Once we start simming, it's just like
eating kettle corn.
When we lived together, like we would be sitting there talking, I'd look over and he hasn't said anything for a while, and he's just either asleep, like just fell asleep, or he's like watching some. Dude, I saw this man watch an entire series on Netflix just in a day. Just like sitting around like the living room, just like I looked over and he's like,
use a TV, bro. Who was this? Like, let me Netflix my phone.
I do like it close to my face like that.
Weird.
It's right there. I got my headphones.
We need to get him one of those like fake VR sets that you put your phone in and it just sits in front of you.
I used to have a cardboard. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyways,
Power forwards.
10. I went Otto Porter Jr. You went Aaron Gordon. You went
Bogdanovich.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, Porter Jr. didn't make your list either.
Nope.
Man, he's really good.
He's getting paid a lot of money.
Man, whenever he first got paid by the Wizards, he was.
Yeah,
I mean, he's better than he was now,
Yeah.
or than he is now.
still one of the better shooters in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little streaky though, compared to
really
like
well.
what he.
Yeah, for
was.
sure. But he doesn't have John Wall creating for him anymore.
Yeah.
It changes things.
I remember there was, I think it was the first year of the KD Warriors, or maybe the second year, where like Otto Porter and the Wizards were just shooting the lights out from 3. I don't know if you remember that game.
No.
It was crazy. Like, just ridiculous.
Power forwards, AD 1.
No, and AD is number 1. But before we start power forwards and centers, I want to say I had a gripe that I thought LaMarcus Aldridge was a center, so I was going to put him in my centers, and then I forgot to put him in my centers, so he did not make my list in either. I really, really respect LaMarcus Aldridge, but I'm not prepared.
Okay.
Because I don't know where he
Good to
went,
know.
so just void that.
Okay.
Okay.
I just noticed that like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, crap.
After the DeMar DeRozan playing off Aldridge thing, you look down and you're like, Aldridge.
That is exactly when it happened. Because I was like, where did I put Aldridge? And I was like,
I didn't.
yeah. I was like, oh, no.
I'm your conscience. All right. Power forward. 1 is Anthony Davis by a wide margin.
Yep.
2, I put Blake Griffin.
2, I got Porzingis. On what I think he's going to be.
Wow.
Yeah, that's high.
Wow.
That's high for what. Yeah, he deserves it as far as potential.
He deserves it?
But Porzingis, does he deserve to be at 2?
7'3" and averages less rebounds than Luka.
No, but if you're, I mean, yeah, but
Luka averages more rebounds than him, and he shoots more threes than Luka does.
Porzingis is a baller.
Porzingis is great. He's 4 on my list.
I would if he still averaged
Give him
7
to me at
boards,
2.
I would still put him at 2. I don't.
So he's a 2 on yours too?
No. I didn't put him at 2.
Put him at 2. No, he's not at 2. Actually.
Hell no. What do you think I am, crazy?
I could see why you put him there at 2 based off the potential season he could have. So I understand why you did that. Is what I'm saying.
I appreciate that, you know.
Sorry about that.
And I think him being paired up with Luka is gonna make for a mean duo.
That's
and I think,
nice.
Yeah.
That's really
It's
nice.
gonna be great. Yeah, I mean, they should probably say, hell no, bro. I've not lost my mind. No, hell no. Why would I ever?
Justice knocked his mic off the table.
I
Don't
did.
worry about it.
Yeah, and he made a big deal about making this big contraption to put his mic on, and he wouldn't put it on his donut box because he said that it was going to be opened. The box that he got is on top of the donut box and it has not been opened.
Dude called me an idiot because I told him to put it on the donut
You
box.
all told me that I need to save room for dinner. Okay, I'm saving room. All right, listen. All right,
Get
so
outta
Blake
here.
Griffin to the 2. Blake Griffin had the best statistical season of his career last year. He's expanded his game. He's a great playmaker from the power forward position. Kristaps is not that. Kristaps does not rebound the ball, and he's 7'3". So to me, it's just like
I
potential.
understand.
The ceiling for Kristaps is so high.
It's my prediction that I
Yeah.
think he's going to...
He's gonna rebound.
I didn't say that.
But it's
I think
not
it's
Why
about
are you
rebound.
that tall and you out rebounded by a lot of small forwards?
He's too tall. The ball gets underneath him. No, I think that he's just going to score so many points this year, and I think he's going to have a pretty decent defensive impact as well with the Mavericks.
Oh, he's a good defender.
And I think the offense is going to flow through him as well.
When I say Kristaps is a good defender, he's a good highlight reel defender.
Right, yeah, that's
I'm
what I
not
meant.
necessarily saying he's a great defender.
That's why I said defensive impact rather than...
But and you said decent, which is a good word to use. At that
Yeah,
point
like
because
he's gonna show up at House of Highlights a lot for chasing down people and
just throwing it into the fifth row.
Yeah, and then putbacks. Like
Yeah.
those are his only rebounds when he gets putbacks.
And it's another one of those
get a board and a
situations.
point at the same time, man.
Yeah.
It's another one of those situations. I have Blake Griffin at 3. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Cool.
I have Aldridge at 3.
Blake Griffin hadn't touched your list yet.
Oh, he's at 2. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah, you
Sorry,
didn't
I
say
heard
it.
you say 3, so I forgot. But yeah, Blake Griffin's at 2. Aldridge at 3.
Aldridge at 3 for me. So Blake Griffin. All right, cool. Porzingis is at 4.
Okay. 4, I have Julius Randle.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Over Pascal.
Yeah, over Pascal.
Yeah.
I'm not a Pascal believer at all.
The Murray thing, and now
I think he's going down. I think Pascal's going down on his.
You have blown my mind.
Yeah, man. I'm just not a believer in him yet.
I mean, you don't have to love Pascal, but Julius Randle. I'm trying to get Pascal, Al Horford, Paul Millsap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not done surprising you yet either.
okay.
Oh,
This power forward list, I got a little crazy.
it's
so
like a mystery novel. I'm
yeah.
interested.
Well, I mean, it's coming up. It's number 5.
Oh,
It's good.
that's soon. I'll take my breath away, brother. Cool.
I put Porzingis at 4. I just don't know what he's going to look like
Yeah.
as the season progresses. So
Yeah.
we're going to see.
I think that Randall's numbers stay crazy again this year.
Yeah. Crazy?
Yeah.
Well, in his
What was
situation,
crazy?
Huh?
RJ Barrett's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. And that's a black hole walking right there. Him and Randall both are black holes walking.
That is true. That is true.
but his situations is really good for Randall as
Yeah.
far as
Yeah.
the numbers thing goes.
And I like the signing with the Knicks too. I hated how there was like this misconception that when they didn't get Durant, they're like, "Why would you pay Randall? Why would you?" It's like he's on a 1-year deal, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why would you not go spend your cap salary?
On somebody who can play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
They put out the roster with guys who can play.
yeah.
But they would just be third options on good teams.
Right.
But no, I love Julius Randle. I mean, love Julius Randle. Probably my favorite Kentucky player ever behind Tyler Ulis. So, and Brandon Knight. But I love Julius Randle. I can't do that. Porzingis, here's my thing with Porzingis to go back to that. Like, we have such a small sample size of him. Really, we've got, a year and a half maybe of Porzingis.
Mm-hmm.
And highlight reel worthy. You see the potential. You see the range because Bro shoots from 33. Like, it's
that shot in
nothing.
preseason, he shot,
yeah.
I think that's one reason Siakam fell so low on my list as well because I just haven't seen enough of him yet to believe.
That's fair.
He was kind of like he had a couple bad games in the playoffs from what I remember.
Yeah.
Where it was just kind of like
But his good games are really, really
his good games are really good, but I think a lot of it is going to be impacted by Kawhi not being there.
Siakam's also a really good defender.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I think can guard 2, 3, 4.
See,
As a Porzingis who can really just guard 4, and if you put him against a 5, he's probably gonna get bullied. Regardless of his height, people don't like. So my buddy Isaac, who writes for the Mavericks, he's like, at all costs, do not let Porzingis guard the 5. He's like, because we will get bullied by every 5 in the center, like every 5 in the league. So
I understand it.
yeah. Pascal is my 5.
He's my 5. I'm pretty optimistic about him expanding
You guys
his
are gonna-
game.
I've got Lauri Markkanen at 5.
Larry Markkinen did not make.
Yeah, I know he didn't.
I thought about him.
Yeah.
I like Larry.
I do too.
I don't know how to say his first name. Sometimes I say Lowry.
I feel like you and I were on the same page about some stuff. I was just like really timid to pull the trigger. Like Jamal Murray, I thought about Jamal Murray. I thought about Lonzo Ball, Laurie Markkinen, who I like a lot.
Dude, I looked at his numbers last year. He was like 19-9 or something.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, really good.
Second year, right? This will be his third.
He's another highlight reel worthy guy, like Porzingis. He does a lot of things randomly.
But I love how he can stretch the floor.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. Laurie Markkinen started at like 9 or 10 on this list. And then I kept looking at stats and I kept looking back and thinking back and I was like, I'm going to put him at 7. And then I was like, no, I'm just going to keep going up. Like I said, last year's stats.
I can't hate on it.
Quite a bit.
Larry's good. You're going to
He's on a weaker Bulls team as well, so it helps out so much.
6, I went Al Horford.
Me too.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool.
And I could see Al Horford going down even more too, just because of the
production. Yeah,
and how's he going to deal with being in that tall of a lineup with Joel Embiid right there?
A lot.
Yeah, he is. I think he's gonna get the ball at the top of the key a lot too.
Yeah, he will.
A whole lot.
Well, listen, if you're on a dribble handoff, if you throw it to him at the top of the key, and then you're like, hey Ben, come on this handoff.
Yeah, and get it going full speed into
tough.
the middle of the lane, and then also Joel Embiid is sitting on the block.
Yeah, dunker spot, just throw it up. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. They're gonna be really good. 7, I went Draymond.
I've got Siakam.
Okay.
Draymond.
Okay. 8, I went Paul Millsap.
I also have Paul Millsap at 8.
Okay.
I have Zion Williamson at 8.
I mean, I can't be mad at it. He's at 10 for me. But did he make your list?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He did.
9.
Nope.
9, I have Julius Randle.
Me too.
I have Draymond Green at 9.
Okay. Draymond really slid for you. You don't believe in it. I just don't know what his role is going to look like. But
I don't either.
I still think he's a great defender and will always be a great defender until he just can't move like for real. But
I think his defensive impact is going down.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, he's just so smart though.
He was all over the court in the playoffs, dude. He was during the playoffs. He just turned it back on.
His IQ is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't underestimate that. I think his role changes a lot. He won't be near as effective on offense. Not that he ever really was, but
his two-man game is the Steph is still a little,
Yeah, but now Steph doesn't have that two-man game pool of like, oh, well, this guy
Clay's on the outside,
on Clay. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, well, there's D'Angelo Russell and Alec Burks.
Now they can actually defend the pick and roll rather than
it was there before
defend the whole court.
The two-man game.
They still had Clay.
They had Clay, and they had Harrison Barnes
Andre
wasn't bad.
We got D'Lo.
Andre Iguodala.
I can't say we, but there's D'Lo there.
Andre Iguodala. Andrew Bogut was a great passer.
I don't think D'Lo provides the same pull from like a spot up shooter position as Clay does.
Nobody in the league does besides Steph.
Yeah.
And then 10, I went Zion.
I also have Zion at 10.
John Collins.
Listen, I wanted to put John Collins on my list so bad. I love John Collins.
Those stats from last year, man. That's
Paul Millsap, Julius Randle, and Zion. You were all in line to get passed by John Collins within the first 2 weeks of the season, just so you know.
And and LaMarcus Aldridge would have made up in there too if I believed that he was a power forward or if I believed he was a center. But apparently he doesn't play. So it's not a real person actually.
All right, moving on to center. So number 1, I went Jokic.
Me too.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad. 2, I went. I feel like y'all aren't going to agree with this. I went Karl Towns.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I've got Joel Embiid.
I figured you would.
I went Towns. I think, and I didn't speak with you about this, but I feel like he went Towns just because of, I guess, the bigger role for him and Jimmy Butler leaving and then him having more of the team to himself with Wiggins maybe, or you just a big fan of Towns. And
I just think Towns is better than Embiid. I think if you put Towns on the Sixers, they're better. So.
Okay.
And by a good margin too. Just his ability to stretch the floor consistently.
What's Towns' defensive ability like?
Improving every year.
Improving, but
he was a lot better. Last year he was a good defender.
Good defender?
Yes, he moves his feet well. He helps really well. He gets baseline to baseline quick.
A little inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean he takes plays off, but he shoulders more than Embiid does,
which is an issue.
And also he doesn't miss games.
And Embiid,
that is a big issue.
And Embiid misses a lot of them. Yeah. So Embiid looked like he couldn't even move in the playoffs last year.
I harped so much on Embiid's health in an earlier podcast. I had to put him at 3. Yeah. So I couldn't put him over to Karl Towns just yet.
Yeah, I love Embiid. I think Embiid at full health is probably the most dominant big in the league outside of. I wouldn't even call Anthony Davis dominant because he's so skilled from other areas. Mm-hmm. Just purely like let me get the ball and score. I think Embiid is great at that. Health is a factor for me. Embiid is usually a good defender, but he's not moving as well as he did his first year in the league. Yeah, which is crazy because he hadn't been playing that long, really. Mm-hmm. So I just think Towns is a better offensive weapon from the standpoint of I can get it at any point in the floor.
One big gripe I have against Joel Embiid is that it's like from just a pure like shooting point, he can shoot okay to be a 5, but he thinks he's really, really, really good at shooting.
He thinks he's Karl Towns.
Dude, yeah. And he takes a lot of them. And I hope that stops this year with Al Horford being like, yo, I'm obviously the stretch big. Yeah. You know? But they're just going to
go 5 out and just cut and cut and cut. And Ben Simmons just going to dribble. I love Embiid. Embiid's at 3 for me. Embiid at 3 for you. Towns at 3?
Yeah, I got Towns at 3.
Good. Gobert at 4.
Same. Got Rudy Gobert at 4.
I really wanted to put Aiden at 4, but I do have Gobert there. His impact on the defense is
ridiculous.
It's just hard.
Until he gets switched on a guard.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of defensive player of the year credit. He can't guard a guard at all. He gets played with. 5, I went DeAndre Ayton.
Same.
I've got Andre Drummond.
Okay, I flipped. Andre Drummond was 6 for me. Yeah. Why Drummond over Ayton?
I think it might be the desire to stay away from recency bias.
Yeah.
I think that might be what it is. He's first year in the league. I think Drummond's numbers were better.
Back to first year in the league, though.
Right. Yeah, so it's kind of a two-sided coin, you know.
The gripe I have with Simmons is that he doesn't get any better. Mm-hmm. I just think Drummond's always been the same player.
Yeah. He's really good, though. I think...
At what he does, yes.
Yeah. I think Ayton's defensive ability is cause for concern.
Yeah. I think he's got more defensive potential than Drummond does.
I do, too. Yeah. But
Drummond's slow.
And Ayton's really, really tall.
And runs like a deer.
Yeah, he's really big.
Didn't he have like a 7'7" wingspan or something like that? 7'8"?
Something like
it's
that.
Stupid.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty
ridiculous.
Sure it's stupid. I think Ayton's going to take a huge step next year.
I'm hoping so.
I'm thinking like 23-12 next year for Ayton.
Big. That's huge.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I think he has that role. I think him and Booker just being able to play off of that. And he's got Aaron Baines to back him up now. So with the mask on,
don't make me cry, man. Dude, it's so weird because it's like the Celtics could really use a guy like Aaron Baines.
Yeah, they really could.
But they could use a guy like Kemba Walker even more.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
Yeah.
Then I went Drummond, and then you go Drummond 6.
I went Nikola
Vucevic.
I also went Vucevic at 6.
Yeah. Okay, so you went both of them over Ayton.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tate would love that, right?
Tate would say he should be number 1. Rip Tate, you're never coming back. Vuk, I have Vuk at 7 behind Drummond. And I think all those are interchangeable. Vuk is a dynamic offensive player. I also think he's going to get kind of pulled out of the rotation this year from Obamba, considering they don't really have.
Dude, I like Mo Bamba a lot. I
love Mo Bamba. I think that they're going to have to usher him in at some point, or they're going to have to trade one of them.
Yeah.
You think Nikola would be traded pretty soon here?
I would think he would get traded, Vucevic. I think they could get a lot in return for it from a contender.
Did he just get signed though?
Portland.
Did he just get signed though?
Huh?
Did he just get signed to like a bigger deal this year?
Yeah, but you extend guys so when you trade them, the team's not worried about them leaving. So to me, if I'm again back to Portland, if I can get Vuk,
man, that would really.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd help them a lot.
Get Vuk.
I don't know what that trade looks like though. Honestly,
you still get Simmons. You still get Nasir Little.
Dude, people are really big on Anthony Simmons.
Anthony Simmons is amazing.
Yeah,
not amazing. Sorry, but
but people think he's gonna be he is. People are really, really high.
There are reports about him in all-season workouts. People saying like his ceiling is literally like all-star, like that good because he can just score from all 3 levels. Yeah. He came out of high school too, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So, but people want Simmons, so you get Anthony Simmons, Nasir Little, throw in Whiteside if you want, just to be like, hey, come play, and then give us Vuk. Vuk is more of a version of Nurkic than he is Whiteside. So. I think that fits in that offense. So, Vuk I had 7.
7 out of Ayton.
Marc Gasol.
I had Marc Gasol below Clint Capella.
I did too.
I think Gasol just looked old last year.
I don't think he looked that old last year. I think he was really good last year. I was talking to Colton about this earlier too. I remember when he got traded, exactly what I was doing, and it was kind of in the stage where, as a Celtics fan, I was like, it's just the regular season. I hadn't really faced reality yet that they just were playing bad and weren't really that good that year, I was like, nah, dude, we still got a chance, But I was like, but Toronto, the Celtics always have a problem with Toronto. And then I looked at my phone and it's Marc Gasol's going to the Raptors. I was like, well, it's over. Like, even if they're playing good, they're not going to beat that Raptors team.
He's really good for them though, and I'm hoping there won't be a decline in play because of age or just.
That's where I'm going though. I think
leaving.
I think it's going to be. I think a lot of the Raptors this year are going to be kind of like, man, we had our run. We might say we believe that we're going to be the same team without Kawhi. You're not. You're not going to be this.
Kyle Lowry interview the other day. So she was like, Kyle Lowry defended champ. She's like, how does that sound? And he was like, I just like to be called champ. Then I was just like, yeah, because he knows he's not the defending champ. Like, you have nothing to defend anymore, bro. Like, and I feel bad for that, but I think Gasol, on that team, is not going to have a huge role.
I think it leads to Gasol either getting traded or being like, all right, this is kind of the downward slope in my career. You know, I'm just kind of filling in on teams. You know, I'm getting money where I can get it.
I think he gets traded. I think there's going to be a market for bigs this year. So
I think there's a market for a guy like Gasol.
Clippers, they're going to need a big.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to need a big. I'm being dead. So, ooh, look at bro. Ooh, off the fly. Anyways, make that work on 2K later. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, that would help. That would help.
Yeah,
the Clippers a lot.
Poor actually. Mark.
No, oh my God.
Is Kyle Lowry going to get traded? People talk about that, but I don't know who would want him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Who
Miami, like. Even then, like, why?
Yeah, played well in the playoffs though.
I'd rather get Chris Paul.
That was nice.
Shout out Kyle Lowry.
A lot of people don't understand. Like, don't remember how old Kyle Lowry is.
No, he's old.
Yeah, he got drafted in like 2008.
Yeah, he went to the Grizzlies, right?
That's where he got drafted too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Grizzlies to Toronto. So he played with Mark on the Grizzlies.
For real?
Yeah, because they did a podcast on Danny Green's pod, and they were like talking to Mark about the differences in Kyle and Memphis and Kyle there. He's like, well, Kyle in Toronto doesn't practice. He was like, he knows he's good enough to not practice now. He was like, Kyle in Memphis went hard. But so I went Clint Capella. You went Clint Capella?
8. Yeah, I went Capella.
And you went
Drummond. 8.
Drummond. Dude, you dropped Drummond down there.
Yeah, I did.
Can I ask why Marc Gasol over Drummond?
I just value Marc Gasol a little bit more, I guess, about what he can do.
Like a playmaking standpoint?
Yeah, playmaking standpoint, especially like on the offensive end, especially.
Still a good defender.
A little, obviously a little older, but he's capable.
Absolutely.
And Drummond just, you talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't want to say stagnant as a negative connotation to it, but you know what you're gonna get, which is not a bad thing, but you're not gonna get a little bit more from that, and you kind of want a little bit more.
I think what? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
And then I went Marc Gasol at 9.
I got Miles Turner at 9.
Miles Turner. Ooh, he didn't make my list. Who'd you go at 9?
Clint.
Yeah. And then at 10, I went Mitchell Robinson.
I got Marc Gasol at 10.
I didn't think you all put Mitchell Robinson on there.
I did.
Oh my man. I think he had one of the best shot blocking years for a Knick ever.
Dude, I wanted the Celtics to take him. Oh, really bad.
That would be great.
Like I'm talking about like even at like with that frame of mind of what Mitchell Robinson was.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, why are you picking Robert Williams? Like I get it, I guess, but
I think Mitchell Robinson. I think Mitchell has DeAndre Jordan Clipper potential.
Yeah, I do too.
So the elite defender is what DeAndre Jordan was.
Run the floor really well.
Great rebounder, runs, athletic, and jump. I just think Mitchell's going to be really good for a long time and be in the league for a really long time. He could be Rudy, seriously.
I agree. I do.
Yeah. Do you all still want to touch on the make me feel better about my team?
We can do it really quickly.
Okay.
Just a little bit, maybe
so,
one team.
We all know Noah's a Celtics fan. I'm a Lakers fan. And Khalil is a LeBron fan.
He's a resident Laker fan.
Yeah, he's buying stock.
What, for the next 2 years? So whatever.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anyways, so Noah, make me feel better about the Lakers.
Okay. I really want you to go. I wanted you to do the Celtics first because
let's do it then. All right.
I wanted to see how mean you were gonna be.
Okay, bet I got this.
How much slander you're.
I'll make you feel better about the Celtics.
They're not getting better.
Let's feel it.
To make you feel better about the Celtics, Jason Tatum is going to be better.
Okay.
His shot selection will change. I think Jason Tatum will be over 20 points per game next year.
Cool.
Your center position you can score out of. Cantor can score. It's nice to have a scorer.
He can rebound.
Yeah, he rebounds well.
Can't defend worth a lick, but
outside of that,
Kemba Walker in that system is gonna be really good though.
You have one of the best coaches in the NBA, but I don't think he understands how to coach a lot of talent on the same team.
I agree with that.
I think he's good with a couple good players and a bunch of role players.
Me too.
And,
Overachievers.
Yeah, I think that.
College coach.
I'm not going to say that.
You're still trying to make him feel better. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah. You all will be a playoff team. Feel good about that.
Right.
You'll have a better Gordon Hayward from last year. I guess you could like get on that a little bit. You know, he's still gonna
You'll get to keep Gordon Hayward. I know you love Gordon Hayward. So,
dude, I think he's gonna be pretty good this year.
I think Jaylen Brown is gonna be better than Jason Tatum next year at the end of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
The reason I would say that's not gonna happen is because I think Brad Stevens does not like Jaylen Brown.
I agree, but Jalen's really good, dude.
He is really good, and he's shooting the ball a lot better. He's got
aggressive.
Awesome defensive ability. I think he's starting to shoot better at the hole.
You still got Marcus Smart.
I genuinely think if you all were to just say, hey, we're going to get rid of Gordon and keep Jason and Jalen and play them and let them play, you all be better.
Better off, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's hard to trade Gordon because that contract and not really any promise in last year of him being what he was.
Right.
But at most, you have a high IQ player in Gordon.
Mm-hmm. Who can handle the ball
Yeah.
and play as like a playmaker. I mean that as like as far as an assist guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Run the offense through him at the top.
You're
going
to get to open up the offense for Kemba.
Yep.
Which will be great. And I think Kemba will prosper from a shooting percentage standpoint.
Yep.
Nice.
I really like Grant Williams as well.
Taco Fall is the future of your franchise.
Is he?
He's the face of your franchise.
Yeah, kind of right now. Yeah, people are dressed up in tacos at the games. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And you all can sign Jonas Jerebko because he's not in the NBA. So
I didn't know if I was going to make it into this pod episode.
I had to throw it in there. Y'all can make that happen.
We could make that happen.
So
no, dude, because Taco's going to get the last roster spot. Yeah.
But you could cut Cantor and take Jerebko. Why are we laughing?
Oh yeah, let's go to Lakers.
I mean, it's really hard to say like, "Hey, I'm going to make you feel better about having LeBron James and Anthony Davis."
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought you were going to add a little bit more slander to the Celtics.
No, because I think that you all have a solid group. There's a group of young guys that you just have to let play.
Yeah, I do too. And I think there's something about managing expectations.
Yeah, I genuinely want you to feel better about the Celtics.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
You're welcome,
it.
but I want you to do something for Khalil since he's not really a Laker fan. I want you to make Khalil feel better about LeBron.
About LeBron?
At the end of his career,
we've never seen LeBron play with somebody like Anthony Davis. Ever. I think that's all you really have to say.
Yeah, really.
I still think he's, like, overall the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Giannis could maybe give him a run for that this year. I think he's going to be able to run the offense with Anthony Davis and just really be able to just, like, here, take the ball on the block. Like what you couldn't do with Kevin Love in Cleveland. The same way.
you could have, but Kevin,
Not
the same.
Not
with
like
Kyrie on
not
the
the
floor.
same way.
not with Kyrie on the floor and not at the same level as Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Um,
He's going to let him play with so much more abandon, especially on the defensive end. Think about how much he's going to be able to attack the paint. I mean, he was already unstoppable going to the block, going from anywhere, even just starting from the wing and going to the rim. Like, he had nobody with some of those Cavs teams and was still just bullying his way through. Now they have to worry about Anthony Davis on the opposite side or stretching out,
yeah.
or Anthony Davis starting with the ball.
Did y'all watch the preseason Warriors game? You know I did.
I watched highlights. I didn't get to watch all of it.
So they ran an action that I think is just going to kill teams. So basically, LeBron was in the corner, and Anthony Davis set an off ball. But as soon as LeBron comes off that screen, they're hitting him, and then it's just a pick and roll right out of that.
Yeah.
So you're not prepared to guard that. I mean, obviously, when you scout it and you get ready for it, you'll see those things.
It's not the same as guarding a regular
Right.
pick and roll,
But
though.
then you have the problem of, okay, so if I don't drop down, LeBron can curl and get to the rim.
Right.
If we both chase LeBron, it's a pop to Anthony Davis. So,
Mhm.
like, just the potential they have for them on off-ball sets, not just as much as on-ball sets, will be ridiculous.
There's
And I think
a lot of smart players on that team.
let's make us feel worse about the Lakers. Rajon Rondo is still getting minutes.
You are one injury away from being a really bad team.
One injury
What-
to
One of the main players.
the two main players. We can play without Kuzma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because Anthony Davis is kind of injury prone.
Yeah.
You're an injury away from,
You think LeBron will help that, though? Him not having to shoulder as much?
I guess, really just has to be seen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the year that
Not sure,
the
honestly.
year that DeMarcus Cousins was with the Pelicans, Anthony Davis was healthy more than he had been in
Yeah.
other years.
Poor Boogie, dude. I feel terrible for him still.
Yeah.
They say he's still around the Lakers practice facility, but he's not going to play. He's probably just
I
going
mean,
to
he
get
took
arrested.
pictures.
Yeah, he did. Well, he has to take pictures.
Yeah,
It's
so I mean,
mandatory.
he's still gonna be there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that would be my main concern. I would, now that you mention it, I would be really concerned about the Clippers getting Gasol.
Mhm.
Not because I think that like neutralizes Anthony Davis by any means, but
Imagine if you said that on the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Marcus Gasol's locking up.
No, but it absolutely helps slow him down
Yeah.
to the point to where maybe Kawhi and Paul George can make up that difference.
Yeah.
Because there's already a threat that Paul George and the cast surrounding the Clippers can make up for what mainly Anthony Davis, in my opinion, is going to do to them.
What are
Yeah.
they gonna do? Like, how are they gonna guard him? Who's?
I think it's going to be.
not-
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like either Harrell or Zubac, and it's going to be a lot of helping down.
Is he going to lead the
Anthony
Lakers in
Davis.
scoring, Anthony? Or is it LeBron?
I think it's going to be Anthony.
Okay. Yeah, I think LeBron's going to be career high in assists. I think he'll go 10 assists for the first time in his career this year.
right there. So
Dwight Howard looks all right too. He looks healthy.
I keep forgetting about him.
See where he jumped out of his pants?
Yeah, he did. It's like the most Dwight Howard
Pretty
thing
ironic,
ever.
actually. Dude, his past, with men.
Yeah, we get it.
Cool. So yeah, welcome back to the Second Take Pod, dude. It's been real. It's been fun. Season starting up, so we'll definitely get some more episodes in. Anybody have some closing notes?
It's good to be back.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for sticking with us. It's been a long break, but
Well, we don't know if they stuck with us yet.
Yeah, well, if you're listening, you're stuck with
Our
us.
third episode definitely had a drop.
It did have a drop.
Yeah.
NBA season's picking back up. So I mean,
I think what a lot of it was, we didn't want to just be talking about
Nonsense.
things that didn't matter,
Yeah.
saying the same list over and over,
Yeah.
having the same debates over and over.
Right.
That's where a lot of it
Yeah.
stemmed from.
So some news is gonna hit. We're gonna be able to get together. It probably won't be weekly. I don't think.
No, I don't think it should be.
There's not enough going on to do it. Like I don't know how people do podcasts every day.
Well, not everybody lives 2 hours away from
That's
each
true.
other.
That's
it's
valid.
a little tough.
Yeah. So stick with us. Episode 4. Check us out.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Peace.
Episode 4/5.